To many, Fiji is known as an idyllic holiday destination. It is hot weather, clear water, palm trees, and people full of smiles. But what many don't know is that this small island in the Pacific is already seeing the effects of climate change, and the countries most vulnerable are getting hit the hardest. Nestled into the mountainous highlands of Ba, on Fiji's main island Viti Levu, lives a small village of just 10 houses. The village is called Tukuraki, and its people have suffered through severe natural disasters, all that are linked to a changing climate. The first one happened in 2012. It was a landslide. Years later, Wilhelmina Botitu, a Tukuraki villager, still remembers nearly everything about the day of the landslide, including begging her uncle, Uncle Anare, to stay in her house that night to avoid danger from a nearby cliff.
At home, we were drinking grog. Yeah, teasing and all those things. We are laughing at each other. So one thing I asked our uncle, please, kere, can you shift your family for us tonight to sleep all over here? Because over here it's safe. Because on your side, it's only the soil there. In our side, it's all the rocks. I was wondering if it will be a landslide. And he told me one thing, if it's God's time, if God calls us, then it's our date. So we are prepared for it. I begged him 3 times. He said, oh, no worry. If God calls us, that's it. Are you okay? As soon as I fell asleep, I heard the first thunderstorm. That's the time I jumped over on my mattress because I was shocked during that thunderstorm. The second thunderstorm, then the landslide came. I heard it. Boy, I don't know what to say on that time. The time when I heard the landslide. So I thought it was somewhere else, but I don't know, just beside my house.
But he didn't move, and that night, Inari Taliko, his wife, and 2 daughters, aged only 6 months old and a year and a half old, were buried alive in their sleep.
That house, it was covered with soil. So people just came home, knock on the door, they wake me up. Where is Uncle Anare? At the time, I just told him, he just went in his place to sleep at night time. So after the landslide, it was sunny day. No more rain at that time. We just see the house covered with soil and all the stones and the trees. I got a shock. First thing it happened to me, I was shocked. Like, I don't know what to do.
After the landslide, access to the village was completely cut off. This meant that the villagers were left to recover the bodies of Uncle Inari and his family themselves. They had no equipment, so were forced to pull out the bodies using only their hands.
So at the meantime, they were digging the soil. It was really hard. Takes 3 days, because there is no machine to help us. It was very big rocks, the trees, all over in that place. So they are struggling to take out the bodies. After that, they come and ask all the old women there, can anybody help us to clean the bodies? But they said they can't. So I told them I can do it. First body arrived over there, it was their mother. First of all, they told me, don't cry. And I asked them, I told them, why? Why doesn't the people cry when they see this kind of things? Especially I was remembering, what if me and my family? Because our uncle got 2 daughters only. The first one is 1 year 6 old, and the second one is 6 months old. So I watched the mother during that time. All this face we can see, we can recognize whether it's hers. It's like black and the tongue is popping out. The two daughters, the eldest one, it was smashed here on the head. And the small one, it's just like she's sleeping at the moment. So I washed them. 1:30 in the afternoon, then they take out the father's body. The father, not even any clothes on the body. Just like that, and he was covering his both two ears on the pillows. So I thought it was maybe for the thunderstorm, he just covered the ear. But his body is good. So I washed them properly. They lay down there in the hall.
The landslide destroyed 50% of the village and left the community traumatized. Because of this, the Fijian government decided to relocate the community to a nearby location. This was a unique move, as the past 3 relocations to take place in Fiji were all due to rising sea levels caused by climate change. This makes Tukuraki Fiji's first inland relocation. In early 2014, the site for the new village was gifted to the community. At the time, the villagers were living in makeshift shelters, built out of what was left over from the landslide, so conditions were not ideal when tragedy struck again. The tragedy was Category 4 Tropical Cyclone Evan. This severe cyclone wiped out what homes and belongings had been salvaged from the landslide, and it also destroyed Tukuraki's livelihood, its crops. At that stage, it seemed like things couldn't get any worse for the villagers of Tukuraki, but it did. In 2016, severe tropical cyclone Winston devastated the village, destroying anything that remained and forcing some of the villagers to seek shelter in a nearby cave.
Very hard time after the cyclone because everything is gone. It's very hard. I just take all my kids and going to the school. We just staying there during the cyclone. But other families there on the near side road, they just live there on the cave. Takes them for 3 weeks to stay over there because all the thing has gone. Even me, my house, everything is gone. I got nothing here. Only the clothes I take to the school that is there. You can see now around over there is no suitcase, only in boxes our clothes.
It's now been 6 years since the fatal landslide, and finally, hope is on the horizon. A team has been working to build a new village for the people of Tukuraki, and the project is nearly complete. This means that soon, the displaced community will come together once again. Although Tukuraki's story has a happy ending, there are many villages in Fiji that are not being helped. According to Fiji's climate change unit, around 45 villages may need to be relocated, and this number is not yet finalized. Also, a source from the Ministry of Economy's Climate Change Unit says relocation is a long and expensive process, and that the Fijian government cannot afford to do it without help from NGOs and other donations. But for Wilhelmina and her family, who experience the effects of climate change every day, there is a much bigger problem at hand, and they pray that it will be solved.
Ayaw,